Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video with the X5. Reason I'm doing this video, we're going to answer some questions. For one, this is going to be a buyer's guide, so people who are searching for an X5M, maybe an X6M, which is called the F85, F86. We're going to talk about the things you should be looking for, what option packages these cars come with, how to spot the different packages, and also we'll talk about if you're coming from an F15 or F16, which is like a regular X5, non-M, what you can expect going into the difference to an M, because there are people who want to step up. All right, so in the video, I'll talk about those changes and differences. All right, so let's get started. First of all, this is the X5M. You're going to, if you don't know what the M is their high performance model. If you're looking for the normal X5, I did a video, a complete buyer's guide on that. Click the link here and also in the description. So regarding the M is going to be the high performance. You're going to have the most horsepower. If you're familiar with the M3s, M5s, this is the M version of the X5. So it's going to have the high performance motor. It's going to have the oversized brakes. It's going to have the quad tip exhaust pipes. It's going to sound differently. It's going to be, the suspension is going to be tough. It's going to be something that's more race inspired, as opposed to where the non-M's are going to be more comfort as their priority, with a little bit of, the sport on the, the next side. All right. So there's different colors, different interior options. Obviously you can choose from your mineral white, your alpine white. Mineral is going to be pearl, alpine is going to be your flat white. There's specific exclusive colors just for the M. There is your carbon, I want to say carbon black might be an option, I'm not sure. But you have Long Beach blue, and you have what this example here is Donington gray. Okay, if you notice that the names sort of are named after racetracks, there's even a Silverstone color, which is like, it's like almost like a bluish silver. It's not your regular silver that you might find on different X5, but the M version is called a Silverstone, and you might be familiar with that on some of the M5s and M3s. When you go to your interior choices, you can do obviously Silverstone. You can do Mugello. Actually, I'm sorry. Correction on the red. The red is called Melbourne red. Sorry, I said Mugello. Mugello is the interior. So anyway, start over. You have Donington gray, Long Beach blue, Melbourne red, Silverstone, and then of course there's the regular colors. There's a carbon black metallic, which looks black, has a little blue when you see it, and then you have your black sapphire, alpine white, mineral white. Okay. And depending on the color choice, when these cars are spec new, how much these cars were to, there's a premium charged on some of the special colors. When you go to the interior, there's argon brown, there is Mugello red, and there Silverstone is like a kind of your whitish grayish color. I think there's like another brown color. I had to put it here in the description. I can't remember the name of it. And of course you got your black interior. Now between those colors, I think black, silver, and I think one of the tan colors is sort of your choices, and they call them an extended. All right, if you're unfamiliar with the extended, means you get the leather on the dashboard, you get the leather seats, and then you get the choice of get leather on the top of the doors. Now, when you go for some of these special colors like argon brown, Mugello red, they're gonna be called what's full merino. Even you can get the black in a full merino. Me personally, I think the full merino is the one to get, because, and I'm gonna show you here later in the video, is you get the leather from pretty much the top of the doors all the way down to the bottom of the door. Everything, the center console is trimmed leather. Every piece of the car, it just feels very upscale, very premium. The Alcantara headliner, it feels nice. When you sit inside of it, it just feels, I almost feel like this could be a Lamborghini Urus. That's how exclusive and special it feels when you jump on one of these for the first time. You look at the gear shifter. It's not going to be your traditional park, reverse, neutral, drive. It's going to look like a DCT gear shifter. You're going to see reverse, neutral, and drive. You're not going to see a park button, and the shift knob itself is going to be DCT inspired. And later on in the video, I'll talk about driving dynamics. I'll talk about more about just how the car behaves. Okay. The packages are pretty simple with these. It's not like the regular X5 or X6 where you have premium package, you got executive package, you got, you know, just this sport package. You can, these M come pretty nicely equipped. Okay, Alcantara headline's going to be standard. The leather or the extended leather is going to be standard. I think I've seen a few times where there've been 2 seat options, but most of the seats that we see here are going to be the standard seats. Every once in a while I'll see like one with comfort seats, which is, it kind of throws me off a little bit. You're going to see a little more aggressive front fascias, okay? And then obviously the X5M is going to have the M logo in the grille. That was also an M thing that they've been doing. The main difference you're going to see with, I think, main package you're going to get is the executive package. I think that's like one package, and then obviously I talked about the full merino. But the executive package is going to give you, right away you can spot it because it's going to give you the adaptive LED headlights. And you see here I got these little bars running halfway through the headlights. So you know that's automatically the LED package. At nighttime, all 4 of these are illuminated at night. When you're seeing the Xenon, the non-executive package, they're going to have your traditional light bulb. It's not going to have the LED. It's just going to be like an eyeball projector beam. Okay. So in the executive package, you're going to get the soft closed doors. You're going to get the power sunshades. You're going to get what else? You're going to get the executive package. You're going to get the heads-up display. You're going to see the heated steering wheel. You're going to get the ventilated seats. So that's another thing. If you're looking for ventilated seats, you need the executive package. All those things, it comes nicely equipped. Now, from there, you have your choice. Come standard with the Harman Kardon. So you're automatically getting a decent sound system from the beginning. But if that's not enough, you have the option for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And you'll know the Bang & Olufsen from the silver speaker grills and the rising acoustic lens on the dashboard. When you're from there, you can do parking assistance package. This car can, what it'll do is it'll perpendicular, actually no, it won't perpendicular, it'll parallel park itself. You need one button, hold it down. I did a video on that where the car just kind of parks itself, parallel parks, and it will shift itself into gear, reverse, drive on its own. All you got to do is just hold the button and it will park itself. All right, so parking assistance package. You can do a rear entertainment professional package, which comes with 2 LCD screens on the back of the seats. Okay, that's another option. All right. Now, when you step up from there, you can do night vision. I think here in California, probably it's not that, I wouldn't say you need it that much, but say for example, you live somewhere where you drive a lot of back roads and there's a lot of deer, night vision is gonna be something you might want. You're gonna know a night vision car because right here where it says X5M, you're gonna see a little camera lens that's gonna, and it's gonna be right there inside the grille. And I've seen different interior trims with these. Carbon fiber is a popular option. I've seen the aluminum. I've seen the, it's kind of a gloss wood. I think they call it, I don't know if they call it fine line, but it's a kind of a glossy wood trim. And those are the interiors I've seen with inside the interior. I think carbon fiber would be the way I go, just the way that this one's spec'd. Obviously panoramic sunroof is going to be a standard. And all the other X5 bits you're gonna have. What you're gonna see different is on the brake calipers. You're gonna have 6-piston brakes up front, and then it's gonna be a single piston in the rear. And I think that's pretty much it. I think you're gonna get twin turbo V8. And now these wheels, you get different wheel options. I think it comes standard with the 21-inch wheels. Some people, I think you get an option for the 20s. I'm not sure how much they cost. I don't know because back then I don't have a brochure. But they're two different wheel choices. This one was actually spec'd with the 20-inch wheels. They're called the 611M wheels. You can go up to the 612M wheels, which are 21-inch. They felt they a little bit better. I think it's all personal preference. Some people like a little meatier tire, kind of, and then if you want the bigger rim, you have that choice. These are also powder coated in black. I think later on in the years they did a black option. Also, you have different iDrive choices depending on the year. So 2015, 2016 models, if you're searching for one, unfortunately, as of February of 2022, AT&T was forced to turn off their 3G cell phone towers. So unfortunately, the connected services that this car is running on was disabled, and there's no way to get that back. So you're gonna lose a lot of functionality, such as your real-time traffic. If you're relying on the connectivity as far as hitting the lock from your app, you lose that functionality. If that's something that's important to you and you say, you know what, that's a deal breaker, recommend going for a 2017 and up. Those run at 4G, and at least for right now, it should be more future-proof. Also, you get the upgraded iDrive. And there's three different, I think for this generation, they went through three different iDrive generations. So I'll put it all in the description as far as which levels, because I don't want to, I'm just thinking right now as I say this stuff, I have all this information in my head, but then when it comes time to talk about it, I don't want to mix it up. So let me just go ahead and put a description, that way you guys can see the different years and what the iDrives include. All right. You can get rain sensing wiper standard too. That's another cool thing. All right. So let's walk around and I'll talk about some of the other options in here. I'll point out some of the differences, some things you're going to notice between the M and the non-M. If you follow the channel, I have plenty of videos on actually both versions, because I've owned both the non-M and the M. I've had the M Sport, the 50i, which uses a twin turbo V8 4.4 liter N63 TU. This is the 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo S63 TU. Difference is it's going to have a little extra cooling. The turbo is going to be a little different, and it's obviously outputting more power. Okay. So let's do a walk around. Okay. So right away, this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about the full merino. At first, extended. The extended is going to give you leather here. It's going to be here, and then from here it stops. From here beyond, it's just sort of your kind of like this material, like that, maybe a little softer, covering the doors. When you go for a full merino, you see how here it is fully leather. You got contrast, red contrast stitching. Depending on the interior color, it's going to be a different contrast. But this is all complete leather. And this is just, I feel like this gives it, it's just really nice. I really like this. This is probably my favorite parts about this car. And obviously here, at the bottom of the dash, it's right here, this is all leather trimmed. This is all leather trimmed. Everything in here is just covered in leather. And the back seats aren't cut short either, because you see the back seats are just gonna be very similar as well. You're gonna see all the leather. It's covering the doors. Now, if you have little kids and you're worried about it getting damaged, yeah, that I would probably get for the extended. That way, at least some of it is protected. But the merino just feels soft. It feels supple. It just, I like it. It's just very premium. You can see here. Okay. You see here, got the carbon fiber trim. I see an aluminum, things like that. Okay. Now, when you go for the executive package, you're going to get, you can get the 4-zone climate control, heated rear seats. And this one does have the rear entertainment professional. So not only that is you can get a DVD player, and this is not only just a DVD player. This can also serve as a navigation. So you get a wireless remote, and from there, if say like someone wants to, a backseat passenger, they may be familiar with me. They'll say, hey, you know what? Let's go here. Driver's driving. They're like, I'm not sure. The backseat passenger can punch in the destination through the screen, and then they can send it to the driver. Pretty cool, huh? Back here, you can get 2 cup holders, very similar to like what any X5. Obviously, the seats fold down. You're not cut short. One thing about the M's, and actually, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that later because we're gonna get to this. But you can see here, you got the quad tipped exhaust. And these exhaust is a 2-mode exhaust. So what that means is, if you're in comfort mode, the flaps are going to be a little bit closed, which should provide a little bit quieter driving, especially when you're driving. But of course, when you switch to Sport and Sport Plus mode, it opens up the second exhaust, and it really opens up the car, and it performs, and it sounds just as great as it drives. You see here with the X5M, you're gonna get the gill. X5M, this is a vent. It is a functional vent. It helps with the airflow. Got your 6-piston brakes up front. You see the cross-drilled rotors, that's standard. Everything's very M specific. These rear brakes aren't the standard rear brakes. They're an upgrade. There's a gentleman on the forums, his name's Tony. You'll find him. He does sell those. But the rotors itself are the original rotors. You're gonna get the M specific mirrors. So this one is fully equipped, minus the, I would say minus, I think you're missing the night vision. I think that's the only thing that's missing. You can see the Bang & Olufsen's had these speaker grills of silver right here. And then of course you get the rising acoustic lens. So when the radio's on, it's sticking up. When you turn it off, it retracts. But when you get inside here, you can see just how it looks. It just looks amazing. You feel, it even feels almost like quieter when you're in here because of the fact that you have, it just feels more solid. The M's just drive differently, okay? Obviously, when you see this button here, it's got the blind spot monitor. If it's just one single button for your hazard light, you don't have the blind spot monitor. And the blind spot light is going to be right here. You're going to see it right there. It says to be your blind spot monitor. When it's just nothing there, it'll still see a triangle, a space for it, but it won't really light up. It'll just be like a black line, so just be mindful of that. You're gonna get the auto dimming rearview mirrors though. These mirrors do dim, both driver and passenger, and the rearview mirror, it sort of mimics what this mirror is doing. So if this dims out, it dims out these side mirrors. These side mirrors are also heated. They're heated pretty much all year round, depending on the ambient temperature. So it's nice also when you're driving in the rain. I just feel like these mirrors stay dry, and it's no button to turn it on. It just somehow the car knows when to activate it, and I feel like it's appropriate. Okay, so this is the motor here. If you're coming from a V8 X5 up to F15 or X6 or that generation, you're probably familiar with this engine. Looks very similar. However, there are some key differences in here. For one, just more power. The turbo is a little bit different. Cooling is a little different. It's just engineered for more speed and cooling, to be honest. All right, so let's get to some key differences between if you have one of these, or if you're trying to move into one of these from a non-M and you're going to an M. First thing you're gonna notice is the sound. Obviously, it sounds different. It's gonna sound a little bit more aggressive. And it's not gonna sound like a traditional V8 either. It's just gonna have a more raspier, but cool sound, So if I crank it up now, and this is in the quietest mode. If I go to sport mode, it's hard to tell in the video how bassy and deep this is, but this has a nice rumble right to start. I think that rattling you hear is a little bit of sand that sometimes gets caught inside. That goes away when it's warmed up. Okay, so when you get inside, Everything looks familiar. You're gonna see a little bit more premium touches in here, but this is the main part right here. I did a video on this. When you are in drive, you just click it over to drive. So you click it over to drive, and you're in drive, okay? When you go to reverse, up and back and reverse, and the thing about this car, it won't, if I take my foot off the brake, it won't creep. I'm trying to puck the brake off so you can see. All right, now it won't creep. It's just gonna sit there. It's just a characteristic. It's like they call it, it's almost like a DCT. I'm not moving anywhere. But in order to activate the creep mode is you tap the gas pedal once and then it'll move. Okay? Same thing for drive. So drive, I can set a stoplight, take my foot off the brake and the accelerator, and I can sit here like this, and I can sit here all day long, and the car would kind of mimic that manual like feel. So that's one thing you're gonna notice. So obviously if you're not used to that, and the first time for me, I almost caught myself rolling back into something. Just be careful, know that that's there. If you need to cut the car and park, there is no park mode. You have to switch it off, just switch off the ignition. As long as the car is in drive or reverse, switch it off. Okay? If you put neutral and try to turn it off, it will go to neutral, but it won't go to park, and it won't let you lock the car. You have to press the stop button twice, and it'll go to park. Okay? Another thing you'll notice, paddle shifters are different. They're more M-like, and the car just sounds has a nice, crisper shifts depending on the different levels, and you can choose how aggressive you want them. You got 3 different choices. You can always program those. You can have your set buttons here. If you notice, there's no adaptive cruise control option for these. That's one thing that I probably don't like, because I like my adaptive cruise control. So these buttons replaced if you have that option. This is you got 2 presets, M1 and M2, and then you can dial in. You can set any one of those settings either individually, or you can save your presets for your differential, your suspension, your steering settings, your trim, everything all in one button. Okay, it's like a radio preset. That's a quickly way to dial up, because what if I wanted to just pick my sport mode, my steering, but I got to cycle through Sport Plus. So okay, I want this, and I got this. Okay, no, the transmission, especially if I'm trying to set up and I want to catch one at a stoplight, I'm gonna destroy it. So right here, boom, I'm done. That's all you need. Okay. Another thing you're gonna notice, the ride's gonna be rough. I can tell you that now. The ride's gonna be rough. You're not gonna, if you're buying this for comfort, this is not the car for you. So like I said, take your family for a ride in this, just to verify that everybody's gonna be comfortable in here, especially the back seat. Why do I say that? Because there is no comfort seat option like you can get on the X5, where you can slide it back and they can recline. These seats don't recline. They are fixed position. They can obviously fold, but they're not going to recline. Right here, you get the same multi-adjustable seats. The only difference is there isn't a headrest adjustment like you do, because the headrests are fixed. These are the sport seats. I really like these seats, but be mindful, have your spouse with you. They may not think that they're just as comfortable. Also, another thing, short drives, you're not gonna drive the car hard at all, but you're gonna park the car and you're gonna hear the external fan run, and it'll run for a few minutes. They have it so programmed to make sure this car stays cool that this fan feels like it's always running. The first time I thought something was wrong, because my F15 would never do that unless I just ran it hard, for a little bit. But this, no matter what, I could take a trip to the grocery store, come back home, fan's on. And I feel like it's at different speeds, so it'll run for, let's say, a few minutes, depending on. It'll run for a few minutes. People are speeding through here, so it'll run for a few minutes depending on how. Like I said, if I was doing a long drive, when I come back from from work, or I'm driving like an hour or two, I'll park, and that fan will run for at least, I would say, another like 5-10 minutes or so. If I'm going to the grocery store, it may run for 2 or 3 minutes. Also, another thing you're gonna see that between the X5 you're shopping for, somehow people can option these. And I don't know if it was the dealership's fault or the individual customer wanted it, but they come with Shadowline. All right, Shadowline is the trim around the windows, this black trim, okay? And also you can get Shadowline up here. But also they have an option, no charge, you can do satin. Satin is also AKA chrome trim, and you'll see it go around here. So depending on some specs, be careful, because I've seen it where some people have had Shadowline here and satin roof rails. And this car actually came with satin roof rails. I had them professionally wrapped in black because I wanted to match everything else. But yeah, you could probably, I think if you wanted it, you can always get it chrome deleted. But yeah, Shadowline versus satin, I've seen you can individualize it between the two. All right, tires are gonna be 285, 35, 21 up front. And then you're gonna have a 325, 30, 21 in the rear. If you got the 20-inch wheels, there'll still be a 285 and then a 325 in the rear. Slightly wider than what you find on the F15. Also, the ride height is a little bit lower. So I noticed the weighting depth is a little bit different. So the weighting depth on the M's are slightly less. I think it's 17 inches versus 19 inches. And also what I noticed down here, down below, you can risk of scraping. Doesn't happen, but I noticed when I park close to parking blocks, the parking sensors really pick up, let me know that I'm at the risk of scraping. One thing about the M's too, you'll notice the bumper is just shaped different. Almost like it's more of a rounded off appearance. So the front rear bumper is different. The body isn't wider like you find on the M3, but you do get the M exclusive mirrors, so that's another giveaway that, you know, where the M is. And of course the gills. Now there are people out there, they'll change these out. They'll put some side blades on. They'll maybe change the mirrors out. But the seats, I mean, come on, you can't do that. And the brakes, you can't fake that. And of course the engine. But let me know what you guys think. Hope the video, if you found the video helpful, let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next one. So as I was editing the video, I realized I forgot one more thing to add. And that was the most important, actually one of the most important things that you'll notice driving from a non-M to an M. And it may feel similar if you have the dynamic handling package on your F15, F16, but you get sort of, I guess, the dynamic handling package standard, even though it's not called that, but you get the parts, because the X5M, X6M, they don't body, they don't roll when you push them in a corner. The handling is probably the biggest difference. It just sticks in the corners. You have the torque vectoring, the M differential. So what that means is when you go into certain corners, it's going to overspeed one of the rear tires to help kind of rotate it better in the corners. But yeah, I want to throw that in there before, you know, obviously that was the thing. I don't know why I forgot that. All right. Anyway. So here's so 2018? Yeah, 2018 X5M. Gus has this on a test drive. He thought to bring it by so I can check it out. But you know, when you shop for these X5Ms, especially in the used market, it's really good to put eyes on these things in person, or at least have, because this only has, let's see, 55,000 miles. And there's a lot of wear and tear in this for 55,000 miles. I mean, it looks worse than my X5 with 70,000 miles, and it's 2 years older. So if you look in here, you see a lot of this. This is really, you see that? Dirty. Where's the wireless charger? It doesn't have one. I guess it was an option. here, yeah, looks good, right? Everybody thinks it looks good. I'm gonna focus. There we go. A little bit wear and tear in the passenger seat. Now this is a special edition for 2018 they did.
Black sapphire.
It's sapphire, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But this right here, the separation of the leather dashboard, and it's full merino. I mean, I know how much I like the full merino, but it is, when you have the full merino, you gotta take care of it. You really do. It's because neglect. This is obviously neglect. And you know, these cars are commanding a higher price point, and like I said, when you do a higher price, you do want a really good condition. Cars in very good condition. So I think this might be actually I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a pass for Gus, but yeah, I do like the black though. The black is different. Black is different.
Decent size scratch. Might probably blow out. Yeah, this one's just not. I think because I've been watching this one for a while.
Yeah, it's.
I think it started at 60 or 61.
Yeah.
They've just been dropping it by like 1,000.
Cause no one's
Yeah. Well, it's set in Fresno, so you know Fresno. I don't think there's a big market for a car like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's sat there for like 44 months. To me, it's almost like the bumpers were maybe repainted because that orange peel on there.
feels like a new car. And they said these have wireless charger. I don't see it. Maybe some people on the channel got me out because where would the wireless charger be? I thought it was somewhere up here. But I could be wrong. This one left it in reverse. So you put it back in there. Oh, it's not a full. That's what it is. It's not full merino. It's partial in it. Because the full merino has all the leather on the dashboard. You get the leather here, the leather there, but this is not leather. The door's not leather. This is not leather. So the full merino, you get the full leather all the way down here. You'll see more stitching. There's no stitching down here in this area. This will be wrapped in leather as well. Not as loud as I was.
Yeah. Sounds pretty similar.